So just as important as having your tasks laid out for you and having somewhere to keep them organized is realizing that sometimes you have to delete tasks or at least rearrange your priorities. So what I mean by this is, we can take a look at an example day here, of course, using Todoist, and looking at what's the most important. Okay, there's some people or theories who say, take the one most important thing and do that, and then once you've completed that task, what is the next one most important thing? So I like that idea in theory. For me, in practice, it doesn't work so well because there's always more than one thing, but the idea is to focus, which is good. But then kind of the flip side of that is you really do need to cut some things. You've got things that are really taking up a lot of mental time and space, and if you're not going to get to them, you should just let it go. Okay, if you have a job or there's a task that's been assigned to you, maybe you can talk to somebody, get that either reassigned or something like that. If it's your own personal task, like something around the house, maybe you need to prioritize and say, hey, this thing isn't going to happen, or I can put it into, maybe keep a side file of kind of things to do down the road. And that way you don't have to actively think about it, because I know for a lot of people, seeing tasks on a to-do list really starts to weigh on them over time. So if this is something that doesn't need to be done, just go ahead and delete it, get rid of it. But again, keeping a side file of kind of your dream list of things to do down the road is a good idea. So, let's say, write down 3 daily goals. That's great. Maybe it's not happening or it's been wrapped up in some other activity. Just go ahead and delete it. And then use something like Evernote as a good place. Keep a running list of, maybe activities, projects, or tasks that you want to get to someday. And, if you have free time, or you remember, hey, there was some series of tasks that I really wanted to get to, but I just didn't have the time at this point in my life, you can hop over there, check them out, and get to those if you want to do those. But that way you reduce your mental overhead on that and don't have to keep worrying or keep taking up the time and space in your head, and instead offload it to somewhere else.